It's pretty wild to think that sometimes an entire story can be hiding in just one single sentence. It sounds kind of impossible, right? Well, today, we're going to show you exactly how.
Okay, this sentence right here, this is our blueprint for today. At first glance, it just looks like a simple description, right? Maybe a prompt for an AI or a quick note for a director. But what if I told you it's actually a complete story, all packed into these few words? Let's break it down.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? How much story can one sentence tell? We're going to totally unpack this thing piece by piece to find the character, the conflict, and all the meaning that's tucked away inside. So let's start with the who of our story.
First up, let's talk about our protagonist. See, the sentence doesn't just describe a person. It actually crafts a whole identity, giving us a character that we kind of instantly get. It's these small details that build a complete character profile for us. Sure, the sentence calls her a young, adventurous woman, but the specifics are what really bring her to life. A messy bun. That's not just a hairstyle, you know? It tells us she's focused on the action, not her appearance. It feels authentic. And that yellow backpack? Well, yellow just screams optimism, energy, and being prepared. So with just two little details, we've met this relatable modern-day explorer.
All right, so we've got our character. We know who she is. But where is she going, and why? Well, the next part of the sentence lays out our journey, and believe me, it's a classic for a reason.
That phrase, hiking up the dirt trail behind the Hollywood sign, is basically a perfect 3x story. Step 1 is the dirt trail. That's the struggle, the real work. Step 2 is the Hollywood sign. That's the big, iconic goal she's pushing for. And step 3, that's the reward, right? The incredible view from the top. It's a whole narrative of effort, ambition, and the final payoff, all in one line.
But her journey isn't just happening in some empty space. The background is every bit as important as the foreground here, and it creates this really powerful contrast and a deeper meaning.
And this is where you can feel the core tension of the story. Up close, in the foreground, you have the raw, gritty dirt trail. That's the sweat and the hard work. But way off in the background, you have the city of LA, that polished, sparkling dream. That tension between the reality of the journey and the ideal of the goal is what gives this whole scene its power.
So, we have our character and we have our story. But the last few words in the sentence, they dictate the style. They're like the technical instructions that tell us how we're supposed to feel about all this. Let's start with the word cinematic. Now, that's a very deliberate choice. It tells us this isn't supposed to be some random phone clip. It's meant to feel big, to have the weight and atmosphere of a movie. This hike is meant to feel really significant.
Next up, 4K. And this isn't just some tech spec for nerds, it's an instruction to make it immersive. The person who wrote this wants us to see every single detail, to almost feel the texture of the dirt and the warmth of the sun, like we're right there on the trail with her.
And finally, photorealistic. The goal here isn't just reality. It's a kind of perfected reality. Think of a gorgeous photograph, where the light hits just right and the colors just pop. It's designed to feel aspirational, like a perfect captured moment in time.
So when you put all of those pieces together, you get a complete formula for a story. You've got a relatable character, a classic journey, and a cinematic style, and they all combine to create this perfect, bite-sized story about modern aspiration.
And how long did it take to build this whole world? 32 words. That is it. In just 32 words, we have a fully realized character, a compelling journey, and a powerful theme about striving for your dreams. I mean, that's an incredible piece of storytelling efficiency right there. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. We are surrounded by images and descriptions like this every single day, right? On our feeds and ads, everywhere. So the next time you see what looks like a simple shot or a quick caption, maybe take a second look. What character is being built? What journey is being told? What hidden story will you find?